Hello, and welcome to another video. So girl, we start this thing off strong. I'm gonna go ahead and chop up this chicken. Now my son ordered the family pizza, so we didn't end up eating this chicken, but I woke up this morning and I said, I'm not spending money on no fast food. I want to eat at home. So I made sure to take this out first thing in the morning because that'll get you every time if all the meat is in the freezer, okay? So like I said, I just went ahead and seasoned it up for later. I'm using this Korean style barbecue sauce. I bought every last one that they had, not the Korean style only, but they had like teriyaki, they have sweet and sour at Aldi's, and it's very inexpensive. Went ahead and put some garlic powder, garlic seasoning, and onion powder in this bag. Shook it up real good, and I'm just gonna let it marinate until we do cook it, which is probably gonna be tomorrow over rice. I also went ahead and started the laundry now. I might as well stop saying I don't do the laundry. My husband loves to do the laundry, but I'm going to surprise him since he hung up all my clothes that I never like to pick up and do the laundry. Someone asked me about these pants the other day. These are the closest ones that I found online. There are linen black pants, and they were in the swimsuit cover-up section, so there's that. Like I said, went ahead and did some laundry. I want to do all of the laundry. Like, we have towels. I don't know if you hang towels on your oven and in your bathroom and stuff. I want to go ahead and wash all those. They don't just hang there endlessly, girl. I do clean them. And the rugs for the kids' bathroom. I put bleach in everything. If it's not the right color, like if it's colored, I'll just put just a little bit, okay? So I'm all done with that. I told you guys in the last video that I bought this little steam thing. I didn't buy a really expensive one, so this one does take a little more work. Like, you have to hold the button the whole time, but it's really not that big of a deal. You cannot take the cap off of this. It's a safety feature until all the steam is let out. So that's what I'm doing here. I just fill it up and it cleans really good. So my leg was hurting, girl, from lifting, honestly, and I wanted to take a bath. Now, I'm one of those people, I will not take a bath unless the tub has been thoroughly cleaned. And lucky for me, I have this little guy to clean the tub thoroughly. And because I just had it out, I just went ahead and did the sink as well. And you're going to be able to see how clean it got the sink. I was gonna show you the whole bath setup and stuff, but I just feel like taking my bath without sharing it. Okay, so I took my little bath and I'll put a little moisturizer on my face here in a second. I got myself some salmon cooking. I had pizza with the kids for lunch. It was actually my son's request to get pizza. And we do that from time to time, maybe like on a weekly basis or whatever. Sometimes I eat it. Most times I don't, especially if it's from Little Caesars. It was from Little Caesars and not like the little neighborhood place that we usually get, but he paid for it. So I just went ahead and shared it with them, like shared in it with them. And I'm just gonna have some salmon and maybe some broccoli for dinner and chill out for the rest of the day. I can't tell you when I've ever eaten a grapefruit. Actually, grapefruit along with melons and watermelon is included. It's one of those things that I just have never liked, but they were the cheapest fruit over there, and I do know that they do have some kind of benefits. So I'm just going to go ahead, cut this up, squeeze a little into my tea, and eat the rest of them to fill myself up for dinner. And I believe this is why it used to be like the diet food of the year, when it was the diet food of the year, because you get so much of it and the calories are not many. I also did not feel like eating like salad, just like, girl, just raw salad, raw lettuce leaves. It's spinach and arugula. I just went ahead and cooked it down because I really didn't feel like chumping. I didn't eat it with a salad dressing or anything like that. I just put it on my plate and just ate it. Here's that tea. And a little pro tip, eat vegetables first. So while my salmon was continuing to cook, I just went ahead and munched down those vegetables. I didn't put any salt or anything on it, just ate it like it was. So here's the salmon after it's all done. Girl, looks delicious. But I also have some salmon in here, already ready to go, already seasoned up for when I'm ready to eat. Also, don't think I showed you guys the nails my sister did the other day. So I got my nails redone. If you can see that thumb. I got my nails redone. I'll put the inspiration picture, the picture that I gave her, on the screen. And then you can see these. They're so cute. Let me show you the other hand. This is the other hand. Can you see that? It's so stinking, this is probably my favorite one. So stinking cute. And yes, they're still nice and little just for work. I don't know who owns who though. Hello from inside of the ghetto. It is 9:44. I'm here for my 10 o'clock shift and I only have 2 appointments. I could have left this day off. However, I love a paycheck that surprises me. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take these 2 appointments. It's 2 50-minute massages, so I'll be out before I know it. And I'll see you guys in a bit. Hello. I am all done. It's 12:07. I'm about to go ahead and head home. It says 97 degrees. It's feeling like 107. It's feeling very hot for to say it's not even 1 o'clock. So today was a really good day. Today was a good tip day. I only had 2 clients. My last client upgraded CBD and hot stones. And she actually said she had a bad Thai massage. And the lady walked on her back. They said they did a lot of walking on her back, on her spine. And her back was incredibly sore, she said. And you're looking at me and I'm like, you're like, oh, some people like you to walk on their back. However, this lady probably was 5 foot tall and very petite. No reason anybody should be walking on her back. And I didn't feel not one knot. Basically, she said she was just tired. Like, she was a mom. She did a lot with her babies. That doesn't necessarily mean you need deep tissue just because your shoulders and stuff hurt. That's not what that means. Usually, it's because people are stressed and uptight. That usually be the case. So I did a very almost light massage. Like I said, she added hot stones and CBD, so I just had fun with it. It went by really smoothly. The first client that I had also wanted a little firmer pressure, but he specified he didn't want that deep stuff like with your elbow, which, you know, I don't like that anyway. And he thoroughly enjoyed his massage as well. Both of them tipped me really well, so that was nice. And I'm headed out. That's better. Hello, good morning, girl. And this is the same video. I don't know if this is gonna be the start of a new video. I'm just picked up where I left off. It's been a while since I picked up the camera. But I've been working, tired, family stuff, school about to start, and working. And so, yeah, today I am here. It's 9 o'clock, just turned 9 o'clock. I'm here for my 9 o'clock scheduled shift. I've been sitting here for a while, but I don't have a 9 o'clock appointment. And so far I only have 2 things on my schedule, and that's not normal for today. Today you usually have more on the schedule. However, we have a lot to talk about as far as pay. I started talking to you guys about pay and stuff before, and you know, I shied away from it a little bit. Girl, when you're talking about your coins, nobody really wants to talk about their coins, okay? But we're gonna listen. Okay, we're gonna listen. We're tuned in. We're gonna listen. So I'm gonna do a video. I'll probably link it to this one when we talk about coins. I'm gonna stick to this video being more of like the day in the life stuff. I need to clean out my car. I just put all that stuff on the seat from being on the floor, and those are my work shoes right there. There's nothing over there. This is where Kennedy usually sits, but there's some stuff on the seat, and you can't see my trunk at all, but where I usually have my massage table, I don't have it there. My massage table has not been in my trunk for a long time, and I'm going to switch that around, put it back. Like I said, school is starting again, a little bit more flexibility. I just need to get myself together, okay? I need to get myself together. And that's really the downside in doing these videos. It's easy to get caught up. get caught up in comments, and I get tired too. Like, so when I'm talking to you guys, when I'm like, oh, I'm about to head out and do, a massage here, a massage there, I want you to know that I get tired too. That's really why I'm going to keep these clips in there. It's me just being transparent. I get tired too. I don't want to take massages too. I have opportunities and I mess up on opportunities too. And we're trying to grow and learn and stop doing that. So I still have the opportunity that I had. I told you guys I did like a little traveling thing. I still have that opportunity. I have someone messaged me yesterday asking me to do a chair massage event. I was at church, so I didn't get to it, and it was at the time where I'm working. And the sad thing is I only have 2 things on my schedule today, and I could have taken that appointment and then it wasn't an appointment, it was an event. I could have taken that event and made the money. However, I have this obligation. And just because money's calling you, you don't mess up on the obligations that you have that are constant just because money's calling. You know what I mean? So that's a balance in this business. I mean, there's just a lot of money. There comes a point of the year, and we're going back into that busier time where there is a lot of appointments. There's just a lot of money, you know what I mean? But don't mess up on the people, girl, who held you down, okay? I've still been getting paychecks while it's been slow for everybody, okay? So don't mess up on the people that held you down when all the other stuff wasn't popping. You got to keep that in mind. So I'm just going to sit here, relax a little bit. I'm going to head in a little while just to set up my room. I usually still set up my hot stones, even if nobody on my schedule has hot stones. I'll set it up for the next person coming in, and honestly, it is my favorite upgrade. Like, when I'm by myself, if I'm in the spa, I just really love doing hot stones. I think it goes well with the style of massage that I like to do. So I like to always have them available, and I like them to be warm. Like, I hate for somebody to add hot stones onto their massage and then get cold stones. They didn't ask for cold stones, ma'am. They asked for hot stones, okay? And I've had, I remember I got a massage, because I used to get more massages than I get now, which is for many different reasons, but I used to get massages more frequently, like at least once a month, right? And I remember one time I got hot stones. I just added it on. The girl was she did upgrades. I could tell she used to work at franchise because she took some of those franchise practices with her, upgrade and stuff. And she upgraded me hot stones, but the stones were literally cold. And not cold as in burn. No. It was cold they hadn't gotten warm yet. And I thought to myself, at no point in time in a massage did I feel like an actual hot stone. And I didn't like that because I paid for it. I paid for hot stones. So from that, a lot of the things that I do in my massage is because I learned just along the way too. And one of the things is how to do hot stones. So again, I'm just going to sit here and I will talk to you later. I'll do a little recap after I'm done. Today's going to be a pretty straightforward day. This morning, I had to do a lot of ripping and running. I had to go and get my son and my nephew, drop them off because they had a little sleepover, drop them off, and then drop my nephew and my daughter off at summer camp so they could go to the field trip, and then I had to make it to work. So I had to wake up earlier than I usually wake up, and I didn't go to sleep till probably about 12 o'clock last night. And then we're going to go later on to the splash pad. So it's kind of the last little hurrah before school starts. And as you can see, I'm on fumes. I really just, tomorrow I'm going to take that day, but I also have to do studying tomorrow to take some time to get off of fumes and just get No, that's not going to happen. Okay. You said so. I'll see you later. Oh man. Oh girl, not crusty. Not getting crust. It is, let's see what time it is, 12:12, and I did 2 massages. I only had 1 on my schedule, and then the front moved my break and put another appointment in there. Girl, I'm not mad at it. And the lady had upgrade hot stones. Didn't I just tell you I love doing hot stones? Come on. So yeah, 2 clients, both really enjoyed their massages. I love that. Second client, medium pressure. I didn't talk to you about the first client. The first client wanted firm pressure. And she wanted no scalp, no feet. I love when people don't tell me I can't do stuff. It just makes the massage more fun, but that massage was fun too. The second lady Like I said, she wanted medium pressure, and she asked for no bolster, which I have not done a massage with no bolster since I've been a massage therapist. So that was interesting. I actually really like having the bolster. It just feels like the limbs are better supported, the joints are better supported, and then I can apply like the appropriate pressure. But because she wanted medium, it wasn't too bad. So I did get a cash tip. Are we still doing tips? Are we telling tips again? I got a cash tip of, I don't even know how much it is. I'll just put it in here. I'm not gonna worry about it. I put my cash tip in here, and then I got credit card tip. I got one more appointment, and then I'm gonna roll out my homie. Good morning. I am here at 9:48 for my 10 o'clock training. My shift does not start till 2. Looks like I have 3 appointments already on my shift, so I'm gonna be waiting around a long time. Oh, I forgot to bring my shake. It's okay. I've got to bring my shake, but that's all right. Yeah, so I'm about to go in here, get this training done, and I'll see you guys on my break. Hey girl, I am all done. Fun and the sun. It is 6:09, baby. And talk about, I won't say woe down, I won't do that to myself, but I feel it's good. And my car is very dirty. Your car ever been so dirty? It's not like, yeah, it's dirty. Like there's stuff here, there's stuff there. I showed you earlier, it's just got stuff back there. I just don't like when it looks like that. It just feels like cluttered. So I'm definitely, I think I'm gonna make that my thing to do on, oh, let's put you up here. I think I'm gonna make that my thing to do on Tuesday. Also, you probably won't see this video until later. I got an offer to go out to that spa again, the one where I got the hotel room and stuff. And I told the lady I was busy. It would have been for this weekend. I told her I was busy because obviously I am. And I told her to let me know like next week that I'm not busy. So if she lets me know by Wednesday, I'm gonna probably go ahead and do that. If not, then I'm not. So that means this week coming up is possibly a long week. I saw a lot of appointments as well on the, like the apps. The apps are having a lot of appointments right now. I saw 3 back-to-back the other day, which it sounds like a lot to you. Maybe it sounds like a lot to you if you haven't been. Can I leave out that side? Let me leave out this side over there. I've never left out this side. Anyway, it might sound like a lot. It used to sound like a lot to me. But if you're doing, like I just did 4 back-to-back today. So 3 back-to-back is nothing. And of course, you already know the price is, you get paid more or whatever. It just really depends. Like I said, I don't have my table and stuff back there right now. I kind of got to get myself situated. And I know a lot of prospective massage therapists watch these videos. So there's that. I'm not gonna make any claims at what I am and am not gonna do. But I know some people are like, you work in a spa, it's a pretty like relaxing, kind of chill environment. And you might be thinking that like, you might be in school thinking that like, it can't be that hard of a job. And it's really not that hard of a job. And honestly, some things, I will say any job, but some jobs you have to love to do it. Like something about it, it feels almost like, I say dancing with your hands. It feels like artistry with your hands. I know not everybody thinks about it like that, but some of us cuckoo people, myself being one of those people, I think about it like that's how it feels to me. It feels like dancing with your hands. So think about a dancer. Well, just because you really like it, that doesn't mean that at some point in time it doesn't feel like work, especially when you make it your job. Like let's say you are a ballerina, we'll use for instance, just because you are here at Lorena by Tansy, right? But let's say you're a ballerina. If you're doing like ballet just for fun, that's one thing. But once you become like a ballerina and it's your job, it's something totally different. So it's just different. There's different constraints, right? When things become your job. And so you're watching me navigate that space, because I've always been a person like, I can just do it here and there. And I can do it here and there, but I say all that to say work is still work. My husband always says that, and I absolutely love when he said that. But just because you like to do something, just because you enjoy doing something, that doesn't mean that at some point in time it doesn't still feel like work. So long weeks definitely feel very worky. Today was a long day. Like I've been It's 6:12. I've been gone like for 9. It's been a long day, so it feels like work, right? I don't feel tired. I didn't show you guys, but I went home and I went to eat. I put it on the screen right here. I went to eat some sardines and crackers, and I'm glad that I did do that, because I would be tired right now if I didn't eat that. But let's do the recap for today, just as much as I can remember. I think I didn't take any breaks. So the first client was a client. Have I ever seen this client before? I can't remember like that. Okay, so first, hold on. Give me a second. Let me think. The first client. So my first client actually canceled. The 90-minute that I had canceled. And my schedule, the 90-minute cancel, and imagine this, the 90-minute cancel and 2 people booked me online. 2, I think maybe one of them called, one of them booked online. So I got 2 bookings. And then the person who canceled still got charged because they canceled so late. I said, whoa. So I got to pay for 5 massages today, including training, and the one of those massages was a 90-minute, which I got paid for because they canceled at the last minute. So if somebody wouldn't have booked it, that would have been a waste of my good time. So I really appreciate the place that I work for. You know, it's been one of the better pay structures and just one of the better experiences overall that I have had. So there was that 90-minute didn't show up. Another person booked in that spot, and they did. I was upgrading today. I'll just put the tip on the screen. The client didn't want anything specific, if I can remember. So the client didn't want anything specific. Medium pressure. I did all medium pressure massages today, and none of them really was like, oh, this hurts, that hurts kind of thing. So it was one of the days that I really, really liked those days. That second client got hot stones. The third client got Himalayan and CBD, and the last client didn't get anything, and I just gave her kind of like, a little something with towels. So I believe I did 2 hot stone massages today, or 3. I don't know, girl. I lost track. I'll just line up on the screen right here. This is what the lineup is. I can't remember. I usually do recaps sooner than that. I can't remember. And I'll go ahead. I'll put all the tips on the screen. You'll have seen the tips at this point in time. So today was a good day. That's all I have to say. Today was a good day, and I am on my way to the easy. Okay, so I'll talk to you later. Good morning, sunshine. So it is 10:18 a.m. I just left the gas station with my husband. Come give me a little gas, because girl, I was on 32 miles. Okay, I was on 32 miles, and it took me a little while to get up and get out this morning. But I'm up and out. I'm about to go take my little walk. It looks like it's possibly gonna rain, but we're still gonna go and head out and take our walk. What else did I have to do this morning? That's really, I just thought I do have a reward for Bath and Body Works that I could go get, but that's really not, all the things I had to do today, that's not really important. So we're not going to make it like it is important. So let me take my walk. I'll see you in a bit. We have the magnet, so I have to hold this. So we were taking a walk. Take this off. We're taking our walk, and it's very encouraging to see people who look like you, just at different levels. It's a beautiful thing to see. I say all that to say, are you around people who are like you? I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying black thing, I'm not saying Hispanic thing, but do you surround yourself with people who are like you? If you're trying to grow in the things of God, you're trying to grow with God, are you around, if there are people, when you look around you, is there somebody who's further than you? Is there somebody who's maybe behind you, maybe a new believer? You know what I mean? Like, are you surrounding yourself, if you're in business, and I'm not saying if you're in business, like business should be separate from God, because it should not be, but you get where I'm going. If you're in business, if you're a business owner, are you surrounded with someone who is further than you in business? Maybe someone that's behind you in business. Like, who are you surrounding yourself with? I think it's a good time to take a good observation and say, what kind of people do I surround myself with on a day-to-day basis? And are they helping me to achieve my goals? Are they helping to encourage me? Do these relationships edify me? Do I edify them? It's time to take like good hard looks at them. And you know, while I saw them, of course, I thought to myself, you know, very seldomly do you see black people out there like that. Very seldomly you see black people out there like that. When you do see black people in groups together, you see, you know, 50-inch wigs, and it's just never like it could be. It could be so much better. It could be so much better, but it's very rare that you find that. I also was thinking, you know, sometimes you'll find, and again, I'm going to watch myself, but you'll find that there is a black person trying to fit themselves in among people that don't look like them because they think this is the only way that I can get a leg up. And instead of being the better person in the environment, instead of shifting the environment in a way that's positive, you're then conforming to them in the environment. You know exactly what I'm talking about. If it's you might have felt like I just stepped on your toe, but it's okay. Because you don't need to do that either. So I really love when I see togetherness, not just as it relates to black people, just togetherness as it relates to the things that you're supposed to be doing. You need to find people who are doing them too. You're stronger when you're together. There's a scripture that says that two people are better than one, essentially, because they'll have a reward for their toil, one. But it also says when one falls down, woe when one falls down and there's nobody to pick them up. But if two, there will be somebody there to pick you up. But a threefold cord is not easily broken. So do not despise community. If you're one of these people and you've been struggling, like spiritually you've been struggling, and you're not a part of a church, that's the first lineup of business. You really need to ask the Lord, you know, just about community. And this day and age that we live in, church looks a lot different than it used to look before. But don't think that you just need to be by yourself and you're just better by yourself. That's a lie from the pits of hell. That is a lie from the pits of hell that I, at one point in time, believed, but you're not. And a lot of time I find is people, you have so many bad ways that people don't actually want to be around you. So you convince yourself that, you know, I just like being by myself. That's a lie from the pits of hell. We're not meant to be by ourselves. Why you think solitary confinement is a punishment? We're not meant to be alone. So stop trying to convince yourself that you're better by yourself. That's a lie. That's a lie. Ask the Lord what's the root of the lie, but acknowledge it as a lie. Because if you don't acknowledge it as a lie, you'll keep perpetuating the cycle of the lie. You'll be by yourself. You teach your children to be by themselves. You know, that really blows my mind, right? When people say things like you like being by yourself and you got kids. At some point in time, you was liking to be with somebody else. By the time kids came along, right? It's not that madness. That madness which you're using as an excuse for your bad behavior and your bad attitude that nobody wants to be around. And as your defense mechanism, you're saying stupid things. Excuse me. Stupid things, literally. Like I like being by myself. So, get up, move on today. You know, get up, take yourself a little walk or something like that. And I just wanted to say that, like, we got to get it together. Let me pause this, girl. All right, so it's been the whole day, actually. The last thing I showed you was my breakfast, which I actually didn't eat because you like creamy grits. I know, I'm black. I'm supposed to like creamy grits, right? They was too creamy for me. It just wasn't good. I don't know if I wasn't in the mood to eating it. I had my normal, those little waffles that I eat. I just had 2 of those, some coffee, and I just left it at that. And we had Jimmy John's for lunch. Yeah, and I had the whole kit and the caboodle, so I'll be good till about lunchtime tomorrow. But right now what I'm about to do is I am setting up a little foot spa for my honey. And I'm not going to show you me doing the service, but I have my little wax warmer and little bags. I have the whole thing. Girl, you know I got the whole thing. And I was, like I said, I have the foot scrub. I showed you some of this stuff before in the massage like a pro thing. But I want to tell you this. So if you've ever wondered how you get better at something, especially like a service, your service provider, do the service for free. If you could do the service for free, and I mean to the best of your ability for free, imagine how much more you will do. Imagine how much better you would do when there is an incentive like money. Some of you might not know this, but before I became like a licensed massage therapist, I would do free massages. Now, a portion of this reason why I did free massages is because the school that I went to literally terrified us into not performing for money at all, so that, because they would report us. So I did free massages. Did free massages for quite a bit of free massages, as a matter of fact. And then once I stopped doing free massages, girl, I think I was doing like, my 90-minute was like $50, something insane like that. So I had been doing philanthropy, okay, for a long time, between the daycare and massage, a long time. But I found this out. When you do something and you do it the best of your ability, like I said, for free, you're doing it just out of the kindness of your heart. You're doing it for free. You're learning, but yes, you're doing it because you actually love what it is that you're doing. You love to give people services and you love to show kindness in this way, right? It's like your gift to people. You like to do that. Imagine how much better you're going to do, girl, when you get money. So, like I said, I'm putting together this for my honey, but I just want to share that with you. That's kind of how I started it. Like, long before I even knew I would become a massage therapist, I used to be giving massage to like friends for free. And they used to always say, Tansy, this is so, we didn't even know what we're doing. This is so good, Tansy. And then they weren't paying nothing. But now the people pay. Yeah, the people pay. Yeah, the people will pay. Whatever the price is, the people will pay. But I just want to tell you that it was cultivated really out of like my own generosity, doing stuff just like this. So let me get this stuff ready and I'm going to talk to you later. Oh, they also, you know what? I ain't going to put that in here. I'm going to talk to you later. So I also have to teach a virtual lesson today. So what I'm going to do is set up my little teaching space here in my closet. Just have everything mapped out. I've done this before in the sense that I used to like own a preschool, but I haven't done this before in this capacity. It's going to be like first graders. It's just a simulation, but I have to teach it. And like formally teach it, girl. So nerve-wracking. Okay, I've been working on this all day, but I'm just going to like take my little stuff, like I said, and kind of set up my little classroom. I got my iPad. On my iPad here, I'm taking like my notes, and I'm literally going to schedule it out like this is the first thing you're going to do, this is the second thing you're going to do. However, I'm going to have my laptop, and I don't want them to see my instructions that I have to myself, right? So I'm going to set it up. Okay, I'm going to set it up. It's not until 8 something tonight. It's not until 8 o'clock tonight, so I do have some time because it's just about, like, it's not 3 o'clock yet. But yes, girl, it's a little nerve-wracking, so get this together. I have one of these little, I just made this. It's just like, it's going to be like a little quick lesson. I'm introducing controlled R, but it's a first grader, so we're going to call it bossy R. Okay, because R going to be a little bossy or whatever. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that in the simulation, girl. She's like, girl, you failed. Okay, so I have what I'm going to do here, but just in case, like sometimes in the moment you get a little nervous, I have this blank piece right here, and I'm basically going to write down how I'm going to introduce it. So what I'm thinking of saying, sometimes R changes the sound when it is introduced into a letter. No, see, that's why I got to write it down. So sometimes when R is introduced to a word, it changes the sound. Let's look at how sometimes R can be a little bossy. So we're going to call R bossy R. And then I'm going to like make that phrase right there. I'm going to roll that into the lesson. So I can't just go out and say, oh, well, now we're doing bossy R. I have to actually like, you hear, like do a little skit, teacher. So I'm going to write out that little skit right here. Able to use links, but just in case I have like YouTube video links that I can just click on, and just like I'm showing it here to you, I can like literally click on it and then we can like watch it. So it's going to help me teach the lessons. And yeah, okay, let me go. Good morning, good morning. It is 9:26 and I am here for my 9 o'clock scheduled shift. Obviously I'm in the car, so I don't have a 9 o'clock appointment. I had one and it was a 9 o'clock request appointment. However, the person must have not verified their appointment yesterday, I think I saw it was, so they were moved off my schedule, which really sucks, because whenever someone has that first slot and then they don't book it, more than likely it doesn't get booked overnight. You know what I mean? It's different when you work the PM shift. Let's say your first time slot is 3 o'clock. More than likely, especially on a big fat Friday or just a weekend day, a busy day in general, more than likely those appointments fill up throughout the day. Whereas, like I said, if it's the earliest spot, it's not likely that if the person cancels it, it's going to refill. Like, it's going to get filled. So sometimes that can be annoying. I think I'm just going to move my break around. They did that for me last time, to where I still am taking 4 appointments today. I am going to put my table and stuff in the back so that I can possibly take some mobile massage appointments this weekend. I have 2 days that I'm available to take them. Of course, being strategic about the ones that I take. I'm looking at couples massages. I don't mind going to the resort, hotels, depends on the area. So I'm gonna look out for that, but I do need to pack that bag later today. So let's go ahead and get today out of the way, and I'll see you guys a little later when I start to pack up. Well, at the end of this shift. Yahweh Sabaoth, Yahweh Sabaoth, Yahweh Sabaoth. All right, I am all done. It's a little after 2. It's 2:26 and I'm driving home. I'm driving through the school zone. I don't even know if I'm allowed to do this. Anyway, today was a good day. I only had 2 appointments, but I got really good tips, so it's all good. I never really am so focused on how many appointments that I get, if people cancel and all that kind of stuff, because like I said before, sometimes people cancellations is God's protection. So today was a good day. My second client, it was my second time seeing the client, and I let her know. It was like, the first time, you were a lot more relaxed today. I know the first time was probably like, you don't know like who this girl is, and she started laughing. I know that was the case. The case was like, does she even know what she's doing? And I told you, black people, they give, even you looking at me and I'm black, give me the hardest time. Okay, sometimes a very tough shell to crack, but if you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing. So it was a good day. Clients were good. It did start raining pretty bad, which is probably why those other appointments didn't get filled. And I thought about it. I just tried to take a mobile massage appointment. It was a couples, and I didn't get it. And I was like, oh, well, I didn't get it. And I remember I'm on the schedule for the day that I tried to take the appointment. So I'm just, again, I might put it in my car just for, I might put it in my car. Because I got a lot of stuff going on, and I don't want making money, getting out here, make this money. I don't want that to be the focus, okay? So I'm about to head home. Girl, I'm hungry. I had a little spinach. I didn't show you what I had for breakfast. I had like 2 cups of spinach, 1 egg, and a sausage, and then I made myself a coffee. And right now, I'm legit hungry. So I'm gonna go home and eat what it is that my husband has made. you don't know this just by looking at this video, but I've gotten a chance to have like a break this week. My husband took a vacation, and then I got a vacation. And you say, girl, you ain't went nowhere. I got a vacation from going, you know, like dropping the kids off here, picking the kids up there, doing it, cooking all the food, all that kind of stuff. The chicken that you saw the other day, my husband made that chicken, and it started to burn, so I had to take it out, obviously. But I've just gotten a break from doing, you know, that day-to-day mom stuff, and it's really nice. And I know, like, my husband took a vacation from work, but he didn't take a vacation from being a husband, you know what I mean? And it's not very often, you know, mom's never off our post. But so it's been very nice. It's been very nice. Also, you know, I want to say this too. I'm not trying to tell nobody's business. You won't even know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to say nobody's name. But let's say you're asking for something. Let's say you're asking, like, I really want a new job. You don't know where you want to work. You don't know what you want to do. You're just saying you want a new job. But you need to take a good observation of your life. You know what I mean? Like, why do I want what I want? Do I want a new job because I want to be able to buy a new this that everybody else has? Do I want a new job because I'm not content with what I have? Is my spouse, sometimes this is the case, is my spouse pushing me to do something that I do not want to do? You know what I mean? Like, I think it's a very sad thing to see people stuck in relationships. And marriage is a covenant. So it's not like you can just like, oh, okay, I'm out of here. You won't. No. It's sad to see people, one, not pay attention in the dating stages. Things that really would make you just give you a hard time. You can't be the best that you can be. You're not soaring. And this is for the husband or the wife. But a lot of times I find it's like the wife. You're not soaring. You're not being all that you could be because you just summed up to this little. I hate that. I hate that for women. I hate that for men too, because at the end of the day, when a woman is the best that she can be, men benefit from it greatly. Okay, it was the man that the Lord looked at and said, it's not good that you should be alone, and then made a helper. So it's really unfortunate to see a man not allowing the woman to be a helper. And another unfortunate thing is for the woman to not step up as the helper. Okay, it's an unfortunate thing to see a woman step into a marriage without the realization, without the wisdom, without the understanding of knowing that at the end of the day, you're here to be a helper. That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate to see people tie down their lives like that and add unnecessary stress. Because guess what? When you're outside of your function, when you're not functioning as you should function as a helper, you're going to find yourself to be in distress a lot. You'll be stressed out a lot unnecessarily because you're acting outside of your place. It's not. Women don't intrinsically have this desire to just be working. It's not true. Women are more. A woman who's acting like naturally as a woman, right? We don't really desire to be working like a man. No. You will find that, especially as a woman, especially when you have children and you have a husband, your desires become more centered around your family, more centered around your children. That's normal. It's not normal for you to be acting like a masculine woman. And I'm not saying a masculine woman as in you like women, even though some people have most definitely done that. But just like you're acting outside of your feminine function. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate to see because it never ends well. It ends in unnecessary stress. You can't rest in your husband. You can't rest in your husband because he's not resting in God, and you realize this. And some people don't even realize that the missing piece here in the marriage is Jesus. People don't realize that the missing piece is Jesus. You got a man who's not following Christ. The Bible says that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of every woman is a man. So what happens when you have married a man with no head? You're in for a rude awakening. You're in for a long, stressful time. You think that there's two thighs, you got those two thighs and those toothbrushes that you got going to get you far, huh? Huh? Don't get me started. But yeah, let me go home, go eat, and I'm gonna talk to you in a little bit. All right, girl. So you know the little Taylor forms? They have like the really big one. It's like this. This is like the mini one. Hold on, let me get the thing. I usually just eat the whole thing anyway, but you see how small it is? It's like a mini. And I have my little bowl right here. This is literally my favorite one, the maple bourbon. I like a little bit more lettuce than this. And they don't have greens in there, so I'm gonna add some like the spinach arugula mix that I have. It's enough salad dressing. I don't like too much salad dressing. And I put a little cucumber in here. And like I said, add some more lettuce. And then I also have the food that my husband made. Some rice, chicken. Okay, now I'm really annoyed. So this is my third time doing this voiceover. If it doesn't work this time, look, just consider it. You're just not gonna get the information. Okay. So one of you asked about upgrades. Now, oh, I'm too annoyed. I already made this video. Okay. One of you guys asked about upgrades, and I'm going to tell you about upgrades in the best way that I possibly can without telling too much information about the company. If you know what company it is that I work for, if you leave it in the comments, you're going to be blocked. Okay. If I wanted people to know, if I wanted to advertise the company that I work for, it's not that I don't want people to know. I don't want to advertise. Okay. I want you, the reason why I'm making these videos, I want you to find out what best works for you. So if you want to go ahead and blurt it out loud in the comments, like I said, you're just going to be prevented from commenting on any other videos. I'm going to block you. So with that out of the way, upgrades, I'm just kind of going to give you just a broad way of how we do upgrades. At this point, I'm annoyed because I've already said this, I feel like a few times. I feel like my daughter's in there listening to me and she's like, how many times is she going to explain that? But it's okay. So let's say upgrades are, not upgrades, I'm sorry, but packages. So the packages are basically services that have not been rendered. Let's say a person has, let's see, can I put this on here? Let's say a person has 8 packages. This person has 8 packages because they have 8 massages that they have paid for, but they haven't rendered the service. And you could only acquire packages if you have a membership. So let's say for 8 months in a row they didn't come in. They now have 8 packages. A package, let's say, I'm not giving you any direct numbers, but let's say a package is worth $80 each. Okay, so times 8, we have $640 in services. That's how much the client can get. Now they can do one of two things. We have facials at the location that I work, so they can either get a massage or they can get a facial, so they can use their packages for the service, and then they can use the package for upgrades within the service for a massage or a facial. We're going to talk about massage specifically. So like we said, let's say it is $80 per package. Girl, even my hair is annoyed by it. Okay, let's say $80 per package, right? So let's say they want to do a 90-minute massage. It's really 80-minute massage, and we do not con them out of their time. We don't tell them, hey, it's a 90-minute, and then really give them 80 minutes. They know it's 80-minute. I just have the bad habit of saying 90-minute just because industry kind of standard is 90 minutes. When you're working by yourself, it's 90 minutes. In franchise, most of the time, it's really 80 minutes and 50 minutes. And our clients know that. So let's say they have a 50-minute massage to start off with, and they want to upgrade. Now, if the therapist does have time on their schedule to upgrade, they can do a time upgrade. The time upgrade that we have is 30 minutes. So plus 30 minutes. That 30-minute time upgrade can be used, like a package can be used for that. Okay, let's say for the sake of, adding and subtracting and stuff, that 30-minute time is $20. Okay, so the package was $80 minus the $20. They still have $60 to spend. They can use in that upgrade. So they're upgraded to the 80 minutes. They can add more upgrades. Now, if it's just a 50-minute massage, they can still add upgrades. You just have to be careful. At least I am careful of the things that they add, because some things do add times. Even if it's not a timed upgrade, like a service adds a time. We'll talk about that here in a second, if we talk about here in a second. Okay, so let's say they want to add hot stones. That's another $20. The next upgrade I like to add is something that doesn't add a time, like a CBD oil. Let's say that's $20. We're already at $60 and we have $20 more to spend. So let's say the client wants to add something like a scalp massage. A scalp massage, there's a specific amount of time that the company says this service requires. Okay, so let's say it's a 10-minute. It's not 10 minutes added to their massage. It's 10 minutes within their massage, but they can add that. Let's say it's $20. So here they've used their full package. And you get paid for all of these. So all these, one, two, three, four, each one of those is an upgrade for you. It's an upgrade for them, but it's a service charge for you. Like you get what we call commission for that. So let's just say, for the sake of adding, it is $6. Let's say each of these are $6. So there you are at $24 on top of your base pay. Okay, so let's say your base pay is $20 and then you got the $24. There you are at $44 plus the tip. So let's say they tipped you, let's say they tipped you $20. I won't be lying, right? 4, 5, 6. So $64. That was $64 for the 80-minute service, which is pretty good. You're not working in a suite. You don't have to pay any, all this money is your money. And that's really what I talked to you guys about that in the video. I was saying, like, the cost of owning the salon suite. The thing is, when you're on your own, sometimes those will be your prices. Like, people do like an 80-minute, 90 minutes. So they won't even do 80 minutes. They'll do like a 90-minute massage and then they'll charge $80 or something like that for it. Well, rent and all that kind of stuff has to be taken out of that money. So when you're saying, oh, I don't want to work in franchise, I want to work by yourself, think about all this money goes in your pocket. Okay? I want you to, and we gave you a low end tip, girl. We just said you got $20 and you could have very well got more than that, especially for a 90-minute massage, probably more like 30. But hey, so I did want to tell you that because, like I said, someone asked that question, how are the upgrades? I've worked at other places before, and for the most part, franchise, they have some sort of incentive for you to do other services that are commissions. This is the only place that I've worked at. Like, I worked at a place where we did do aromatherapy, but we didn't get paid extra for doing aromatherapy. It was a free to the client. At this location, they do pay, like, they can use a part of their packages for the aromatherapy. I also have worked at places where I saw, like, they could get timed upgrades. Like, let's say they hadn't come in for 3 months. They can put all those packages together and get more time, but I haven't seen it to where they're getting more upgrades. If things have changed, things have changed. But when I've worked for other places over the years, I have never seen this pay structure. So there's that. Let's talk about the event that you saw me do recently. Now, we have done, let me just make sure this is still running because I'm not doing this again. We have done, I showed you like monthly recap. I'm not going to do a monthly recap because at this point you kind of get it. I think I'm giving you enough information about the pay. This specific event that I went to, it was a 7-hour block. Now, in my mind, I thought that I was going to have to do at least 7 massages. I only did 4 massages. I did 4 massages, and the total I earned that day was $413.40. I was paid $45 an hour, but that was just for me to stay there their entire shift. Okay, so from the time that was scheduled was a 7-hour block. They didn't get bookings, but that wasn't my bad that they didn't get bookings. I still was paid, and that's one of the pluses is working at it. That's one of the pluses for working as a contractor. You usually get paid more money, but that's also one of the reasons why it's not like I'm the last resort that they'll call because they have to pay me more money to be there. Okay. Now they would like to hire you on like as a therapist, but you won't get paid the same amount of money. So I got tips there. Now I will show you this. If I can clip it the right way, I'll show it to you because I don't want to put any of the company's information on there. But it was $41 for a 90-minute couples massage. Now, just to give you kind of an idea of the prices that this place charged, they probably paid a good $400 for that couples massage, which is a lot of money. And you would think $41 a tip, which means it was probably $82 because it was couples, so 2 therapists. It's not really a lot. It's not much different. I got a $40 tip today on a 50-minute massage. So a lot of times when you're looking at places to work, people are like, oh, that's a nice place. I bet they get paid a lot. No, they're getting paid the same. Look at the foot traffic. Yes. Did I just tell you that? I said it so many times I can't even think now. When they map out these places, like when they choose to where to build certain locations, there's a certain kind of crowd already that comes to the place. Yes. But also, I don't want you to think that you can like get your way out of some of the hoodish stuff that you see because, people will come in there with their ghetto antics. Yes, my people will show up in there with their ghetto antics. I said it. They will pool their money together. It's not something that maybe they don't have a membership or stuff like that. They'll pool their money together. It's their birthday or something. They'll drop, $500 and have a girls' day at the spot and bring all that ghetto foolishness in there as well. So you do get that. I don't want you to think that you can get your way out of that. I mean, you can't work at places that traditionally people are like, they just like, if you work at a casino, you massage therapist at a casino, people are going there gambling away their life. Okay. So they're a little bit more frivolous with their cash spending and things like that. Um, that's all up to you. I just choose a place that works well with you. Okay. Because the place that you choose to work can make or break your experience. I will say that. If you're a new massage therapist, I will suggest that you work at a place that, yes, gives you a lot of training. You want training. You want training. You want, and not training of like, oh, do it this way, but training like showing you new stuff. You want that. You want a place that allows you to build the confidence to work with many different types of bodies. You want to work at a place that lets you still though put your kind of like your spin, like your artistic flow in your service. You don't want to work at one of these places. Like I was looking at a place recently. I don't even remember the name, but let's say it's like, it's very ritzy, Ritz Carlton-y. We're gonna say that. And they do choreographed massages. A place like that, I would not suggest a new massage therapist work there, because when you leave there, if you choose to leave there, you're going to try to leave there and you're not going to have, your own style. You don't want nobody branding you. Now, if you want to work there later on because you want to work there later on, do that. But get your feel and then move to the place that best suits you. There's some places that, I'm be honest with you, you won't be able to work if you don't have a very clean cut appearance. There's some places like this place that I went to, I'm telling you about this spa. You think they were going to hire you if you come in there with your pink hair? And you remember my videos from back in the day. I was the one with the pink hair. They're not going to hire you. You're not going to get a job. So if your hair color is more important than you getting the job that you want, that's up to you. Okay. Some places, they don't they just don't be letting you do all that. They're very strict with the dress code. This place, they wouldn't let us wear scrubs. They wanted more like like a black, like a fancy black, flowy black. We weren't even allowed to wear the massage holsters, which I thought was stupid for people to pay that much money for a massage and the massage not have a flow. But that's all up to you. Okay, so just find a place that you like to work at that works well with you. I have a video where I talked about some things that you could look for in the interview, some questions that you could ask to see if it does well with your schedule. I saw there was a place, again, very ritzy place where like, we're open on the weekends. We're very busy, and you basically have to be available to work any hours on the weekend. And that's just how we do it. Like, we're that prestigious where you should want to be here type of thing. And if that fits your life, now, if you got kids and stuff like that, then please don't want to hear that. If you got kids and stuff, you have other obligations, it's probably not the place for you to work. So choose wisely. Choose a place that works well for you. And don't think, oh, because I'm working over here, this like, just because I'm working at the massage envy or whatever, then I'm not going to get good tips. And that's not true. I've seen good tips across the board. So that's all for today. As always, if you have a question, ask one, and I'll see you in the next video. As I was editing up this video, I realized that there was one part of those mini clips that got cut, and it's the most important part. The place that I worked at, the high-end place that I was telling you about, I realized something while I was there. And I want to talk about it with you here today because you know where you are on this channel, and we're going to talk about these kind of things. Some of these places have very ritualistic practice that they disguise as holistic practices that they make you participate in. The place that I went to in particular, you had to waft the fragrance above these people's nose. It was very ritualistic, and you had to say certain words. Like, there was actually certain sayings that you had to say while you did this. I did not do that. I didn't do it, one, because I was a contractor. I didn't do it, two, because I am a follower of Christ, and I just wasn't going to do that. I don't know what your plans are and what you got to do. I don't know what they got to do with this massage, but it's not going to have anything to do with this massage. And I was very much ready for them. If they were going to send me home because I wasn't going to do that, that's just what they were going to do. It worked out well for me. It was the favor of the Lord, where I only had to do one couple's massage while I was there. The other massages, the next couple's massage that we had actually canceled. And then the other massages that I had to do were just single massages. So what I was told to do, I did not do. I'm not about to sit here and do a ritual. I'm just not going to do that. A lot of these places, you can go on the company's website and literally look at the practices. If you are not in the industry right now, I had a lot of people ask me these questions when I did the energy work. Should you do energy work as a follower of Christ? My videos are for you guys. My videos, even though other people who don't follow Christ, I'm not talking about just Christians who wear crucifixes. I'm talking about people who want to live in the way that Christ says that we should live as believers, as followers of Christ. My videos are for you guys. My videos are for us. If other people watch them, that's okay. That's cool. But I want you to know, if there's a place and they're telling you, you have to do this ritual above these people's head, you have to do these rituals without people's knowledge, you go ahead and not work for them, period. Okay, so yes, they do practices like that. You can just go ahead. You can go on their menus online. They're blatant. It's not even hidden. They're blatantly. They call certain massages, like they'll call it rituals. They'll call it like ritual baths. They'll call rituals. They'll call rituals. These aromatherapy smells nice, of course. But when you're trying to use the aromatherapy, what the Holy Spirit was telling me while I was there, where they have this certain practice that they do to get a certain tip for the client. And this is not the first time that the Lord has highlighted this to me. He highlighted this to me to someone who, every time I did the massage with the girl, we would always get a $50 tip. And I know what you're thinking, girl, it's a $50 tip. Why are you complaining? I'm complaining because it began to be very strange. And of course, the Lord is my shepherd and he answers questions. You ask him questions, he answers questions. Sometimes you don't even have to ask. He just answers. And it came out in one of the massages exactly what she did. And when I stood up and said no, because we were doing a couples massage, when I stood up and was like, nah, I don't do all that. The look that she gave me told the whole story. I blocked her and I didn't take any more massage appointments with her. But I want you to know there's a lot of these practices going on. It's not worth it to work for a place that makes you do things like that. It's not worth it. But there's a lot of that going on. To let you know that it was so important to the owner, as a matter of fact, that I didn't get many instructions of anything that I was supposed to do there, but she made sure that she told me how many times I need to waft the scent above the people's head. She made sure she told me how to do the ritual. And she sent me a message and said, this is the ritual that we do with each client. So if you guys want to take the word ritual and turn it into something else, well, that's the foolishness. That's your own foolishness. And that's your own trying to pretend like you don't know what's going on here. But I'm not going to do that. So I saw a lot of those practices there. And I see a lot of those practices in the industry. However, there are places that you can work. That's just a spa. It's just a spa. Okay. Yes, my hair is falling down. I'm tired, but I had to put this in the video. Okay. It's just a spa. This video has gone on the course of a few weeks at this point in time. So I hope that you enjoy it. Okay. I want to let you know that the Lord has called you into the field of massage therapy. I imagine, because you're here, right? So if he has called you into the field of massage therapy or into any other field, like I always say, just know that he will equip you for where it is that he's sending you. But once he sends you there, don't you become like them. Don't you start doing what they're doing. Don't you conform to what they're doing and how they're doing it. Don't you do that. Because if so, come on now. If the salt loses saltiness, do we actually need you? If the salt didn't turn sweet, do we actually need you? No, we need the salt to stay salty. Okay, so as always, if you have a question, ask one, and I'll see you in the next video.